Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about an issue that's been raging up in the news since the Sandy Hook incident, and it's been weighing on my mind a little bit, and that's gun control. Now, don't get me wrong, my father's part of the NRA. I plan on paying my dues to the NRA, so yes, I am a gun advocate, but then again, I'm trying to think of this issue on both sides. Alright, here we go. I'm going to start this argument out because I got to make this brief, and I got a lot to say in a little bit of time. A gun will never hurt anybody. As a gun owner, I can cock one, load it up, and have it ready to fire, and sit here and tell it to kill everything that walks through that door behind me. Now, the only thing it's going to do is sit here, and thousands of people could pass through, and it'll still be sitting here. It's the wrong people that get guns that give guns a bad name. A gun is a tool for protection. I have one at my home with two daughters, ages 10 and 8, because my family's not going to be a victim. They will never be labeled as a victim. Not in their entire lives. I collect gun, I'm a marksman, and I have several others, but they're in a locked up storage facility with, and inside the storage facility are locked up in safes, and hardcore safes that even the most hardcore locksmith would have troubles getting into. Now, the gun at my home is currently in a fingerprint scan safe, which it takes this right here to get in. It scans my fingerprints, takes about 2 seconds, and then opens. Only mine and my wife's fingerprints can open that safe. Anybody sticks their hands inside that safe to have their fingerprint scanned, it will lock up and sound an alarm immediately. Now, that's called being a responsible gun owner. But being irresponsible is selling your guns on Craigslist. I see guns all the time being sold on Craigslist, and I find that just deplorable. I know people are hard up for money and they see that they have a gun laying around they don't want and they just want to sell for quick cash and they'll stick it up on Craigslist. And it doesn't matter who they sell to. As long as they got the money, the gun walks. Sorry, that's the wrong thing to do. I think Craigslist or being sold, guns sold on Craigslist should not be allowed. And any gun show that does not do criminal background checks and make sure that the people are licensed to own guns should be shut down immediately. If you have a gun show, do criminal background checks, do what's right. And if you want to sell your guns, do what's right, people, as responsible gun owners. Take it to a police station. I take mine, if I ever have to sell mine, to my local police station. And if somebody's interested in buying my gun, they must go to the police station, have a criminal background check performed, and make sure that they're licensed and registered to own a gun or able to purchase that particular gun. Do what's right. Make sure the wrong people do not get the guns. Now, people are saying, well, we should ban guns. No, what you're going to do there by banning guns is you're going to create a black market, which is going to lead to more crime and more violence, and it's going to spill over faster than you can even think. Well, some people are saying just ban assault rifles. If you're a gun owner and you know anything about guns, take for instance the 44 Desert Eagle. I have two of them. The 44 Desert Eagle is an automatic, which means it will fire as fast as you pull the trigger. Now, I have another one that I got to tinker with. I thought, well, hell, I got a gun. I wanted to use it for a marksman competition, but I wanted to fire faster. Well, all you got to do is fiddle with the trigger spring and readjust the trigger and put it in a different position. With a quick adjustment of the trigger, I've turned that gun, which is into as fast as you can pull the trigger with one shot, to a 3 round burst. Each time you pull the trigger with a hair trigger, it's pretty much a fully automatic weapon. It's firing 3 bursts as fast as my little finger can hit the trigger. I mean, there's some people that can take a gun and put a hair trigger on it. So, I mean, you can just barely tap the trigger and they'll fire, and basically turns it into a fully automatic gun. So, if you ban assault rifles, people are just going to find ways around that. And if even if you do ban assault rifles, let's take for instance back during the Clinton administration, they banned assault rifles. But people like me and my father and other people who had assault rifles had a grandfather clause, where if you owned an assault rifle before the the ban, you were allowed to keep it. So it doesn't get rid of assault rifles permanently. I mean, it's not like you're going to say ban assault rifles, they're all going to be gone, because nobody's brave enough to go to somebody's door and say, we want your guns that you worked for hard for and paid for. and we want to take them away now because they're outlaw. No, nobody's going to do that. There would be a lot of bloodshed if that ever happened, and that's something we don't want. So banning assault rifles, people will find a way to get around that. They'll just educate themselves on guns, figure out how to modify their guns to make them fully automatic weapons. So that's not going to stop people. Criminals don't care about laws, and they never have, and they never will. They disregard laws, and that's why they are called criminals. So more laws is not going to stop a daggone thing. It's just going to be a much more bigger thrill for them, a much more bigger challenge for them. I think that's why some of these people did it. Why I live here at Virginia Tech. Why, and I was here during the Virginia Tech shootings. I think that these people, they were nobodies. Nobody knew their names. Sandy Hook, Virginia Tech. Nobody knew who Cho was or this guy at Sandy Hook was until the shootings happened. They wanted to be well known. They wanted to be famous, even if it was for a horrible thing. And it was a challenge and a rush for them, a thrill. I don't know. But we need to stop the wrong people from getting guns. That's what we need to do. Me personally, I think there should be a 3-month course where everybody should be made to take it. It would teach you gun safety, teach you marksmanship, would teach you also you have to have criminal background check through state, local, and federal government agencies, an extensive one, and have a psychological review, an extensive one, to be licensed to buy a gun. That's what I think personally. And then if you pass all the classes, you pass the courses, let's say you get to the end of the 3 months, I feel that an officer should be able to show up at your home and search your home to make sure that you do not have any weapons you legally purchased before you were registered to be able to buy guns. That's what I think personally. Sorry, somebody's car alarm's going off in the background. Threw my train of thought off. And then they have teachers right now that are learning how to carry guns in school. I'm sorry. Yes, I do agree with that to a certain extent. Teachers should be made to go through extensive courses, train, psychological review before they are able to carry a gun inside the school. Well, I wouldn't actually have them carry it on them. I would have them put it in a safe, a fingerprint safe to be exact. So that way, students can't steal it, and that it only recognizes the teacher's fingerprints. And do not give the information out of which teachers are certified to do that. I mean, the teachers should go through gun safety courses, marksmanship training. They should be put through training to see how they react underneath pressure. Because, I mean, anybody who picks up a gun for self-defense, I mean, you're not going to know how you're going to react until you're actually put into that situation. So, as a person that has been through that kind of training, I know how I'm going to react and I know how I'm going to shoot. So should the teachers be put through those scenarios also, and they should be well trained and have their guns put in the fingerprint safe so they do not have the ability students do not have the ability to steal a gun or cause harm themselves with a gun that is there meant to protect. And do not publish which teachers have guns either. That's just putting a big old bullseye on the back of your head. So somebody who really wants to do harm or evil or kill, they're going to know who to go to first and kill first to make sure that they don't die so they can accomplish what they want to get accomplished done. And if you take away guns today, let's say you took away everything, guns didn't exist, people will turn to other things to cause harm. If people want to kill, want to do bodily harm, they're going to do so. And they will find other ways, even in the absence of a gun. Take for example, 9/11. All it took was box cutters and fake bombs, and that caused thousands of deaths. So you take away guns, what are people going to turn to that's going to cause a lot of damage in a little time? And with little precision. Bombs. You can go online today and find instruction after instruction on how to build a bomb. With legal materials that anybody at any age can go out here and buy at your local convenience store or major store or store chains across the country. And they can buy it legally. All you gotta do is go home, make sure that your target's in the blast radius, light the fuse if you're old fashioned, or set the timer, and you're good. You can go across the street, have a pina colada, and watch the fireworks go down, and quickly you will see the deaths go from the 20s and 30s to the hundreds in no time. And it quickly happened because somebody wants that notoriety. Some people say that it's because of video games and movies and music and all that BS. I play video games. I play first person shooters. I've never in my life felt like that I should go out here and kill a bunch of people. No. The worst the video games ever made me feel is it made me want to break a controller because I was frustrated at the game. I'm sorry, but if you cannot tell the difference in between reality and fiction, there's something wrong with you and you need to have your head examined. So if you are one of these people that are watching this and you see or playing a video game and it makes you want to go out and kill somebody or harm somebody and it makes you want to hurt your competitor because you lost or something like that, or because that movie gave you the message that it was okay to kill, then you need to go get your head examined. You need to admit that to yourself and you need to get checked out immediately because there's something wrong with you. That's fiction. And if you can't tell the difference in between fiction and reality, you're just fucking nuts in the head. Sorry for the language, but that's the way I feel. What we need, and there is no good and positive answer for any of this. I mean, as a parent, I send my girls to school and I expect them to come home safe. Would I feel safe with an armed teacher there protecting them? Yes, I feel a little bit more safer. With a security guard, that's just giving, that's just putting a target on them. The gunmen, the future gunmen will just say, okay, let's shoot them, and then we can go on without our day or our plans. That's not going to do anything. But if you have unregistered, or, I mean, don't publicize which teachers have them, and make sure that these teachers that do have them are trained and well trained and able to handle things underneath the scenario that they might be put through. Do not publish them, or else you're just going to make them a target. I don't know what to do to protect everybody. I mean, if somebody wants to kill and wants to do harm, they will find a way. And unfortunately, that's the way it works. I mean, you can have all the protection and contingency plans planned out till the dawn of time, but there's always going to be that someone who thinks they can outsmart the system, and they will find that loophole. I mean, take for instance, I mean, once Virginia Tech happened, the gun debate issue went all across the country. How are we going to protect our school children? Well, a local school of ours, I'm not going to name which one, but they publicly announced that what they were going to do to protect their students was that if a gunman came in and there were shots fired, to get everybody safely into the gym and secured inside the gym system. Well, that just publicly announced that all you have to do is have two gunmen. Somebody comes in, fires some shots, have a gunman in the daggone gymnasium waiting underneath the bleachers, and pop them off as they come in, or wait until everybody's there and just have fun. And that school system one day is going to realize their mistakes, and hopefully it's not the tragic way, and they're going to kick themselves in their own ass. Be smart about this. Don't be dumb about it. And that's the thing that pisses off a responsible gun owner more than anything, the stupidity. I don't know, maybe create safe rooms. I don't know the answers. I mean, nobody will know all the answers. We can sit here and hypothesize, say take away guns, but that's not going to solve anything. We all know that. We can hypothesize every scenario that we can in our heads and come up with every solution, but no solution is foolproof. Maybe there is. Maybe we're just not smart enough, or I'm not smart enough to figure it out yet. But we got to figure it out somehow, and we got to work together to figure it out. Don't be on the side of the issue. We got to work together. Come at us with, people like me with, respectable side of it. Say, well, what if we do this? And we will be more than glad to compromise and coincide with you. But when you put it as it's either this or that, we're just going to butt heads. We need to find a solution. I don't know what it is. Debate amongst yourselves and find that issue yourself because I've wrapped my head around it. Maybe you could think of something. I don't know. You guys enjoy. That's my thoughts on it. Y'all have a good day.